Good morning, guys. It's Tyler. Welcome back. Just finishing up calf chores here. Girls got milking done. Calves are all fed, grained. Barns are, milking barns are scraped. So it's Labor Day weekend. It's our biggest sweet corn sales weekend of the year. So we gotta do some sweet corn picking. Then I got a couple mechanical things. I gotta change some filters on a tractor. Then if I get real motivated, I might brush hog all the sweet corn and weeds and stuff down. So stick around, guys. We'll see what we get into. So I gotta apologize for two things first. One, I have been slightly sick, well, pretty sick for the past 2-3 days. I have a nasty cold in the middle of summer. Haven't slept much. You can see my eyes are about sunk into my head. So that's why I sound a little funny. There's your reason. Two, in my first video, I mentioned that I was gonna try to make this a weekly thing. Well, I had a video planned out, a video in the works, a video partially done, and that will come out either next week or the week after. But I've been fighting with the government and a bank, and you'll get the story in that video, so I apologize. If you watched the last video, you'll know that I had issues with smaller ears. We're in these final plantings, and they're beautiful. Final planting. So I'm actually pretty happy. I didn't think we were gonna make money this year, but we're in the green now, boys. We're in the black, or whatever accounting term you want to use. However, everything is soaking wet, and this is not fun. Supervisor has the easy job. She just sits there and drinks her bottle and cuddles with her blankie. And are you coming to see me? Oh, I gotta take your pacifier. Oh, yeah, wait till I'm holding on to it, goofball. So, it takes a little longer with her, but that's okay. It's about making the experiences. Picked a little 13 dozen here. With it being the weekend, I try not to overpick, and I picked 3.5 dozen last night. That's already on the stand, so we'll put these out, and if I have to come back and pick more a little later, so be it. But I can at least get to brush hogging all but about 2 rows of this corn and the surrounding weeds. Kind of got away from me this year. Sold 18 years before we even had them out of the pickup. That's what I like. Not a bad little chunk. Hopefully I have to come back and pick some more later. So as I drive to go get the brush hog, I kind of want to put this in the perspective of how ludicrous sweet corn can be. I put probably, I think it's like 17 dozen on the stand this morning. If all that sells, that'll be $102, if my math is right. That's one day of picking. Now, with that being said, it's our busiest weekend of the year. In total, I put about $450 into growing that crop, so you can make some serious money doing sweet corn. I think it's a great little side gig. However, I have had years where there's no good way to get water out to that patch, and we've had dry years where I've literally gotten nothing, as well as deer ruined my entire first planting. Yeah, so you can lose a lot of money too, but I think sweet corn is a great little side gig money maker, and you can make it a full-time thing if you could do it right. So unfortunately, I don't own a brush hog yet. It's definitely pretty high on the list of things I need to buy, because I could use it about 5-6 different times a year. So I gotta go to my family's farm, and I'm gonna borrow theirs / rent. So good old 4255 with a 15-foot batwing brush hog. This will take care of that corn real quick. Probably one of my favorite tractors ever made. 55 series is definitely up there. The 55 and the 60 series tractors are some of the best tractors ever made. The only problem with this old girl, she's got just over 13,000 hours. Everything works. Everything in this tractor works. The paint's a little rough, but if you have a sound guard deer, you know the AC quit. If you don't redo some AC lines and recharge the AC every single year, you will not have air conditioning in these tractors. It's the biggest downfall. Looks like all the corn's about sold. That's good. It's only been 3 hours. Gaga?
Gaga.
Yeah.
Gaga.
As always.
Gaga.
Gotta go work on the sweet corn. The sweet corn boss has to come with, make sure she approves of the mowing job. Under the milk line.
Gaga.
Gaga means tractor in 19-month-old
Gaga.
child
Gaga.
talk. Yeah, Gaga. I've loved this tractor since day one. I used to drive it in parades when I was in a little better shape, but now she's pretty much just a pump tractor and a mow tractor. Hey, Sage. Monkey. Little monkey, hey. How long till you're driving this thing? A couple years. Okay, maybe more than a couple, but maybe 5 years you'll be driving this. Because right now you can't even climb up in the seat. She may not know any better. One of the greatest blessings is to have a child go with you to do what you enjoy and what you love. It's a great life if you can show the kids that. It's a lot of work and a lot of stress, but you gotta be thankful for times like these, huh? See all the steers? They're all crowded in one side because the fans are down at one side of this barn. Well, there's the end of sweet corn 2024. I don't think I need to plant cover crop into this. I think all this soil is going to stay here through the winter. Got some pumpkins I screwed up in there. I didn't read the full label on the herbicide, so I dinged a bunch of pumpkins, but there is some in there, so I'm not going to mow that yet. And same thing in there. Any of you guys have any tips how to keep pumpkins clean? Drop them below, because I cannot figure out how to keep the weeds out of pumpkins without doing plastic, and I don't have the equipment for that. So I'm gonna go clean up a little bit around the farm and with the brush hog and bring it back. Well, that job's done. Between it feeling like somebody shoved a bicycle pump up my nose and threw some air in there, my head feeling like a balloon, and it being way hotter than I thought it was going to be today. We're running a little behind schedule, so I don't think I'm going to get everything done I wanted to get done. Because after chores, think it might be time to relax a little bit. So we'll see what else we can get done. I don't know about you guys, maybe it's normal. Does anybody else, when they're sick, does like everything else? It's not really making sense. But it's like 85 degrees and strong sun today. It is affecting me way worse today than normal. I don't know if it's because I'm sick. It seems to be that way. It seems to be when I'm sick. Weather, stress, work seems to affect me way worse and take its toll on my body than it normally does. So be it. One of the things I didn't show in my last video is we take these barrels to the neighboring farm to get calf milk. They give us all their quote-unquote junk milk, the milk that's not fit for human consumption, and we feed it to our calves. So here we are in the milk house. They've got two 6,500 gallon bulk tanks. We have 6 barrels. We drop off 3 every morning and night. There's only 2. I can't grab the 3rd one. But we drop off 3 barrels. They fill them up. This is about 40 gallons of milk, and I'll load them up and bring them back to the farm to feed calves. So we feed sick cow milk sheerly for the fact as a money saver and a convenience. This farm is about a mile down the road from us. I guess I haven't looked into the price of milk replacer in a few years, but it used to be like $2, just under $2 a pound, and a pound makes about a gallon of milk. So we'd be spending about $100 every morning and every night to feed calves. And this is free. It's probably not quite as good as milk replacer, but we don't have the equipment. We don't have a big vat. We don't have a way to transport it from the milk house to the calves. I know there's ways and equipment to do that, but getting free milk instead of spending $100 every morning and $100 at night and buying a couple $1,000s of equipment or pumps or whatever, this is just an easier alternative. And maybe someday we'll get milk replacer, but for now, the babies get quote-unquote sick cow milk. They don't seem to mind, and they grow just the same. I fed milk replacer as a kid for many years, and now we feed sick cow milk, and we probably get a couple more sick calves, but they really grow no different. Labor Day weekend and all the employees have off. So the wife is milking cows, I'm doing all the chores. No days off. Be a dairy farmer, they said. It's lots of fun, they said. I can go for a beer on the lake right now. In all seriousness though, it's not that bad. Just it'd be nice for a day off. It's been a while. I'm sorry for the negative attitude. It's hot. Everybody's grumpy. Calves are getting on my nerves. They are definitely not the sharpest spoon at the hardware store. I realize they're only a few days old, but they every once a week they amaze me by the stupidity they are. They whatever. Where is he? This little shit right here. Every day we put all their buckets out at night, because otherwise they pick them up and throw them in the back of the hutch. And this little shit every night comes through and tips every single one of the buckets over. So before you feed milk, you have to go through and tip all the buckets back up, because somebody wants to go in and lick up the leftover milk for food. So while the rest of these hutches, the calves cannot leave, these new ones we got, these little guys are on necklaces. See, will he come out? Come on out. They got little necklaces and they're attached by chains so they can walk out here a little ways. Which is nice for the calf. You don't have to bed the inside as much because they don't spend as much time in there. However, most people put little fences around them because they like to both come out and then they lick each other and spread germs everywhere. So we haven't had any sick calves yet, but I see that as being a future problem, so we might have to get some bars made for these hutches. The main objective with these white little hutches is, think of in the hospital, like your newborn, how they separate all the newborns and they're each little beds. These calves are born with virtually really no immune system. So you try to keep them separated so they don't lick on each other, they don't group up. But the main reason they stop from licking each other and sucking on each other and spreading germs and disease. Because until these guys are about a month old, 2 months old, they've really got zero immune system. They get sick from hot weather, cold weather, too wet of weather, bad milk. They can get sick off bedding if it's old bedding. They can get sick off a million of things. The wrong milk, something in the milk. It's kind of an art growing calves. Let's talk about another misconception in cattle, especially dairy cows. Everybody thinks the cows should be out on pasture. Look at these jerks. So they heard me out here, so they all ran to the front. Got about 2 acres of pasture here of clover, grass. There's weeds out there. I'm not fooling you with that one. They have all the free choice they want, but as soon as someone comes out here, we feed them pre-made cow food right here. They don't want that grass. They want the cow food, the TMR, the mixed ration. Cows don't always want to be on pasture. And on cue, they have all this growing grass and clover and stuff. You give them a pre-rolled bale of hay. This is way better than that freshly growing stuff, huh? That also being said, I wish I took video earlier, but it hasn't rained in about 3 weeks here. Well, we got a couple little showers, but it's 85 and sunny. And all these girls and Fat Boy here, we're up in this corner, tucked up against the barn, trying to get in the shade. Cows on pasture prefer to be in barns 90% of the time, except for when it's between about 40 degrees and 70 degrees. If it's below 40, windy, snowing, they want to be inside. If it's above 70 and sunny, they want to be inside. Don't get me wrong, we'll still always put our fresh heifers on pasture out here. They're just easier to manage and easier to take care of and lower cost. Plus, I'm not putting big boy here in a barn. That's just asking for destroyed stuff. That being said, when I say all these things, I'm mainly referring to dairy cattle. Beef, Angus cattle, you don't want in barns. They do better outside. They like outside. But dairy cows and heifers, ooh, yellow jackets, they prefer to be in barns where it's shaded, unlimited water, unlimited food, fresh bedding. They prefer to be inside, and I probably would too. Kind of a fair weather fiend. And I'm kind of lazy at times. I'd rather be where it's cool inside with the fans on me and unlimited water on a hot day like today. That being said, guys, if you want to order some of our farm-raised beef, pork, chicken, or cheeses, the store's link is down below in the description. We ship nationwide every week. Thanks, guys. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe. YouTube things. The cows just got let out from milking and they're back in the barn, so now we gotta scrape this. This all used to have a conveyor cleaner, but it was so old and shot that it would break about every time you ran it. So we just ripped it off and we scoop it by shovel now. The boss is also awake from her nap. We scrape it all up into wheelbarrows, bring it out to the manure pile out back, and then we'll fill everything back in with dry sawdust so the cows don't slip on anything. We used to spend about 2 hours once a week doing this with the scraper because it was supposed to be a 10-minute job, but it would break every single time we do it, and then it'd be a couple-hour ordeal. Now we spend 10 minutes every morning and every night filling up a wheelbarrow and dumping it and then rebedding it. I think it's a better trade. Oh yeah, got some last picking of corn for the year in a pot boiling. And then a couple Greenvale T-bones on the grill. Sorry guys, I don't show everything because some things are just boring. Finished off the night, changing some tires on the skid loader. I had a steer get out, chased him back in. A couple other random little things. But if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you want some Greenvale T-bones, remember, the website's in the description. We ship nationwide every week. Thanks guys for watching, appreciate it.